If the judge repeatedly rules in your favor during the course of your civil jury trial, does it mean he's leaning in your favor? Does it mean you're going to win your case? You want to know the answer? Come join me on this walk as I share with you the answer to that question. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. The answer is no, that is not what it means. A judge is supposed to be totally unbiased. He's not supposed to favor one side or the other. If you get the perception that the judge is ruling in your favor over and over again regarding certain objections that the defense lawyer is making because of something that your attorney is doing, you may be mistaken. In fact, you probably will be mistaken. Why is that? For the simple reason that the judge in a civil jury trial in New York involving a medical malpractice case, involving an accident case, involving a trip and fall or a dog bite case, or something else involving personal injury, the judge does not play any role in deciding whether you are entitled to a verdict in your favor. The judge plays no part in deciding whether you and your evidence and your testimony is slightly more likely right than wrong. The judge has nothing to do with that whatsoever. If your case has gone to trial, it means that there are questions of fact for the jury to decide. The jury has to decide who is more believable. Are you and your experts and your testimony and your evidence more believable than the defense? If you are able to show that you are slightly more likely right than wrong, then in all likelihood, you will get a verdict in your favor. However, if you are unable to show that you are slightly more likely right than wrong, then in all likelihood, you will lose your case. Why would you have the perception that the judge is leaning in your favor? Why would you get the perception that just because the judge has ruled in favor of you and your attorney over and over and over again, that it means that you're going to get a verdict in your favor? I'll tell you why. It's because that perception is misplaced. You see, the judge controls what evidence the jury sees. The judge controls what witnesses will and will not testify. The judge controls and makes rulings about whether or not certain questions can or cannot be asked. Your attorney might be asking a series of questions that the judge believes from a legal standpoint are totally appropriate. And even though the defense lawyer has jumped up out of his seat and yelled out, "Objection, judge! That question's not appropriate." And the judge rules in your favor. And now, a few minutes later, your attorney asks another question. The defense lawyer jumps up out of his seat and yells out, "Objection, judge! That topic is inappropriate." And the judge again rules in your favor. And you're thinking, excellent, the judge likes me, he likes my case, he believes in my case. He thinks this information should be in front of the jury. Actually, that's not what he's thinking. What the judge is thinking is he has to make a snap decision every time an attorney yells out objection. He has to listen quickly to see whether or not there is a valid legal basis to either allow the question to be asked or to prevent the question from being answered. The judge basically makes a snap decision. Sometimes, if the judge is unable to make an immediate decision, he will tell the attorneys, "Listen, counselor, I need more information. I want you to give me legal briefs on this. Get it to me by tomorrow morning, and then I'll make a decision about it at that time." Just because the judge has made a number of rulings in your favor does not mean he's leaning or rooting for you. Besides, it would be totally inappropriate for the judge to voice or give the jury any suggestion about how he personally believes your case should go. If he does that and you win your case, you know what's going to happen? The defense lawyer is going to appeal the case, and what's the basis for that? He's going to argue that the judge was biased and that he was prejudiced during the course of your trial. And now the appellate court will have to decide whether or not that argument is correct. So just because the judge continues to make rulings in your favor, don't be misguided into believing that the judge is leaning in your favor. Don't be misguided into believing that the judge's rulings are going to have an impact on what the jury does in your particular case, because technically it's not supposed to happen. There are instances where the jury picks up on subtle things and the attitude of the judge, and that could have a subtle impact on how the jury thinks and what they ultimately do. But for the majority of times, the judge will have no opinion on who should win and who should lose. The judge will have no opinion and express no opinion to you, to your attorneys, to the people you have sued, to the opposing attorney. Why? Because that would be totally inappropriate. The judge is supposed to be totally impartial, and in fact, he's going to tell the jury at the end of the trial that his opinion plays no bearing, has no part in their decision on who is more likely right than wrong. So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you just to give you a sense of what really happens in these civil trials here in New York involving medical malpractice cases, accident cases, wrongful death cases, because this goes on in almost every single trial. You know, I realize you're likely watching this because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen in New York and you are thinking about bringing a lawsuit, but haven't done so yet because you still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a fantastic day.